Hi, I'm Vimala Sara, also known as Valerie Mason John, and I am the co founder of Mindfulness Based Addiction Recovery. This program was put together by myself and Dr. Paramabandhu Groves, who was a senior psychiatrist in addictions for the National Health Service in England. I now reside in Canada. Why mindfulness based addiction recovery? Well, as you know, we have mindfulness based relapse prevention, which has been a very good program. And we say that mindfulness based addiction recovery is a cousin of mindfulness based relapse prevention. I want to talk about care because, in a way, when we think about these 8-week programs, which were definitely launched by John Kabat-Zinn, launching the mindfulness base for stress, and now we have mindfulness based programs for so many different things. And the first one for addiction was mindfulness based relapse prevention, and we saw that as care. However, when people went on these courses and they relapsed, they gave themselves such a hard time because the course was stating it was relapse prevention. And so we decided that we needed to take care a bit further. And care is really looking at mindfulness based addiction recovery because we can have recovery in every moment. And actually, relapse are inevitable. Everybody will tell you when they were working on their addictions, they were really, really trying hard, but something happened and they would relapse. And in the relapse is part of the recovery. Because if we relapse and we notice that we relapse, can we do something different? Can we get ourselves back on track? We tend to talk about in this program the slip and the relapse because sometimes we can slip. You know, we go to a party, somebody hands us a drink, we think there's no alcohol in it. We take a drink, we realize, oh my God, there's alcohol in this drink, and we don't put it down, we take another and we take another, and then that is the slip. Of course, when it happens accidentally, I've seen it happen. I remember being at a festival and a friend was handed a drink and she took a sip and she said, oh my God, this is alcohol, and pushed it away and didn't pick up and has not picked up 3 or 4 years later. That's an accident. But if we take another drink or we take another bite of the food that we shouldn't be taking, that can be a slip if we can get ourselves back on track. However, we know that relapse, if we keep on doing the same thing and we keep on doing it and it goes into one day and it goes into 2 days, 3 days, this is a relapse. And how can we interrupt the relapse? And this program is really looking at how we can begin to interrupt the relapse. So I really hope you will join me. We have a private community that you can join. It's not on Facebook. So just to let you know, it's on the Kajabi account, which is very private. And it's great. It's a month-long program where I send you teachings and we get to meet with me, do a couple of live calls, and you get to be part of a community. So I really hope to see you. And, even if you don't decide to do this course, I wish you well in your recovery journey. I really do. Addiction for me is like an illness. Okay, it is an illness. For me, I know that I had an illness, and really, it's about giving ourselves some love and care. If somebody has diabetes, or if somebody has cancer, or somebody has an autoimmune illness, we give a lot of care. And it's time we give a lot of care and a lot of compassion and a lot of loving towards this. I don't call it a disease, I call it a dis-ease. Yeah, you know, yes. How can we be sick and unwell? Yeah, in this sick world, because this sick world, it is a sick world. Yeah. And there's no point being well in a sick world. Okay. Yeah. Something for you to think about. Yeah. We're all sick. It's just on certain degrees and certain levels, and that includes myself, which is why I'm on the path of recovery. I have to think about recovery every day. Okay, bye bye. Hope to see you. Bye bye.